Hello and welcome to Perspectives on the Voice of America. I'm Dimiake Mokaliele. Today we look at the life of American soul music legend Isaac Hayes. Hayes was found dead Sunday at his home in Memphis, Tennessee. He was 65. The multi-talented singer, songwriter, and actor is best known for the 1971 movie theme, Shaft. Deborah Block has more.
Shaft, with its funky beat, became Isaac Hayes' best-known song. In 1972, he won Oscar and Grammy Awards for the theme to the movie about a fictional black detective, John Shaft. Hayes became the first African-American to earn an Oscar for a musical recording. A sequel to the film was released in 2000. At the opening, Hayes talked about the Shaft soundtrack.
Every artist would like to have something that lives a long, long, long time, and I had no idea this was going to do that. And every day that I hear it, I used to get burned out back in the late 70s. Oh, I'm sick of this. But now when I hear it, I said, thank God, it's still here, it's still here. So I'm grateful every day.
Hayes was born in a shack north of Memphis, Tennessee, and grew up poor. He taught himself piano and saxophone and began his career as a backup musician. Beginning in the 1960s, Hayes was a songwriter with Stax Records, a soul music label in Memphis. He recorded award-winning soul albums and was the label's top-selling artist. His Hot Buttered Soul album in 1969 made him a star. During an interview with VOA last year, he said Stax gave him the freedom to create.
I just did it the way I wanted to do it, and that was groundbreaking. The name of the album was Hot Buttered Soul, and that started Isaac Hayes' career as an artist. And it changed a lot of things. It changed the way black album sales were going. It changed the way music was done by, like, with the strings on top and the funky rhythms underneath.
The Stax Museum of American Soul Music in Memphis houses memorabilia that belong to Hayes. Spokesman Tim Sampson.
So many people all over the world love Isaac Hayes. I mean, his popularity transcends age, race, gender, everything. You know, everybody loves Isaac.
In 1997, Hayes was the voice for a cartoon character on the animated TV series South Park. He played a sensible cook and ladies' man. But he quit the program in 2006 after an episode mocked his Scientology religion.
I'm a Scientologist, and that is my religious preference, and I should be respected for that. You don't have to like it or love it, but respect it. Well, I wouldn't stop for a million bucks.
Isaac Hayes also had roles in several movies. He had just completed a film called Soul Men in which he played himself. He was elected to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002. Deborah Block, VOA News.
Now joining me on the phone from Chicago to talk about Isaac Hayes is John Bikers from Legacy.com, and that's an online media company that collaborates with more than 650 newspapers in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia to provide ways for readers to express condolences and share remembrances. Welcome to Perspectives, Mr. Bikers.
Thank you for having me.
Well, obviously this was a very untimely death, as is the case of all deaths. What is it that people are sharing with you through your website about their feelings on the passing of Mr. Hayes?
Sure. So we put obituaries and guest books online, and especially, you know, when someone of the stature of Isaac Hayes passes away, we try to get something up as quickly as possible because, as you mentioned, in many cases it is untimely, and they are very well known, and people are immediately looking for a way to express their condolences, their sympathy, or the way that this person touched their life. So for Isaac Hayes, for example, we have over 2,000 guest book entries so far for Isaac Hayes, which is going to put him in one of the top 40 guest books of all time for us, and we've been around for 10 years. So there is a tremendous outpouring of sympathy and condolence for him and his family. And we're receiving guest book entries from all over the world. We have, obviously, guest book entries from the United States, as well as Greece and Germany are some of the ones I've seen. And many of them, you know, reference the impact that Isaac Hayes had on their life through his music. So a typical guest book entry reads, you know, thank you for sharing your beautiful talent with the world. You will live on forever through your gift of music. So you can see, you know, the type of impact he had on people around the world, not just in the United States or one particular part of the world, through his music based on going into his guest book and reading some of these entries.
Mr. Bikers, are you always surprised maybe by the outpouring? I mean, most of these people have never met these artists, yet they've made such a connection.
Yes, it is amazing. You know, especially for musicians, you could say, because they are touching people, you know, around the world through their music, whether it's in the United States or Australia, or the UK or South Africa. You know, they don't. I think they don't oftentimes recognize the impact they've had on individuals' lives, and you can definitely see that when you look at these guest books. Some of the best or highest trafficked guest books, the ones that have received the most entries, are musician guest books. We've had some guest books for musicians that have received, you know, 10, 20,000 guest book entries.
Wow, Mr. Bikers. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate your insights on that.
Sure, thank you for your time.
Take care. And that's all we have from you from here in Perspectives. Until next week.